Welcome to No Skinny Cooks. Today I'm making one of my most requested cookie recipes. These are whole wheat cranberry oatmeal cookies. They're really soft, they're chewy, and they're wonderful. Everyone I've shared them with has loved them. If you prefer to use a different kind of fruit like raisins or another dried fruit, it's fine. You can replace it with about 1-to-1 with the cranberries. So as usual, we're going to get started with the software and take a look at what we need. First, we're going to need a cup of unsalted softened butter, a cup and a half of firmly packed brown sugar, 2 room temperature eggs, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. In my case, I use vanilla bean paste, but vanilla extract would work as well. 1.5 cups of whole wheat flour. Now this is very finely milled, almost like a pastry flour. It's a whole wheat flour that I get from Israel. I really use this particular flour a whole lot, and I'll leave a link down below. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon, a half teaspoon of salt, 3 cups of old-fashioned oatmeal, and 1.5 cups of cranberries. And now for the hardware. On the hardware side, you're going to need a mixer. In this case, I'm using my KitchenAid. Some mixing bowls, a cookie scoop. This one is a medium, about 1.5 tablespoons. With this scoop, I usually end up with about 3.5 dozen cookies. If you drop down to a smaller scoop, you could probably push it to 4 dozen. You'll also need some cookie sheets and some parchment or silicone to line them. From here, it's pretty simple, but before we get started, I'd like you to please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video. Let me know in the comments if you subscribed and if you plan on making these. Time to assemble the ingredients. Before we do that, go and preheat your oven to about 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 180 degrees Celsius. Put the rack in the middle. Now we're going to begin with the wet ingredients. So put the butter and the sugar in your mixer and mix it until it's really creamy. Isn't it interesting that sugar is considered to be a wet ingredient? And isn't it equally as interesting that you really need to have electricity to make an electric appliance work? Kind of messed up here, forgot to plug it in. Once your cookie dough is starting to come together, go ahead and add the eggs one at a time. I usually break mine into a small bowl and then add it into the mixer's bowl, in case, I have shells or maybe problems with the eggs. Once the eggs are incorporated, we're going to add the vanilla paste or the extract. You'll notice that I forgot the vanilla here, but while the wet stuff is mixing, use the mixing bowl and add in your flour, your baking soda, salt, and cinnamon. Whisk it all together really well, and then add it slowly into the well-mixed wet ingredients to the mixture. When the batter's well blended, you can add your oats in and then the cranberries. I do this in the mixture because I'm just really not patient enough to take it out and fold it in by hand. I don't think it makes that big a difference to the actual cookie. Once that's done, your cookie dough is done. I had to scrape down the sides a couple of times just to make sure that everything was getting really well incorporated here. Now we're ready to put all this stuff on a cookie sheet. On a standard cookie sheet, I can get about a dozen medium-sized scoops. To speed things up, and because my oven won't hold 2 standard sheets side by side, I also use a half sheet, which holds 6 scoops, so I bake about 18 cookies at a time. These are going to go into your preheated 350-degree oven for 13 to 15 minutes. Smaller scoops would cook faster, so your mileage may vary. While the first batch is baking, I prepare another set of cookie sheets to go in the oven right away. When your 15-minute timer goes off, drag them out of the oven. You're going to need to let them sit for a minute on the cookie sheet for a minute or two just to help them firm up, and then move them over to a cooling rack. Now the nice thing about having the parchment is that you can just slide them right off of the sheet. And there you have it. You have some tasty whole wheat cranberry oatmeal cookies. Share them and enjoy. Let me know in the comments what you think. Please like and subscribe, and share this with other folks if you get a chance. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.